Hi, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to start the GAPS diet. I have another video that I've done where I talk about how to start the GAPS introduction diet, and in that video I talk to you about things that you want to have ready beforehand, some things to think about when you're planning ahead, and I also have individual videos where I walk you through each of those steps within the GAPS introduction diet. But this video I wanted to be a little bit different. I wanted to talk about some different ways to start the GAPS diet and how to choose the best way to start, because there are different ways that you can start. So let's jump right into some different ways that you can start the GAPS diet and how to decide which way is right for you. So there are two main ways to start the GAPS diet. The first one is to just start right into the full GAPS diet. So you would skip the GAPS introduction stages and just start eating all of the allowed foods that are on the full GAPS diet. The second way that you can start is to go through the introduction stages and then gradually transition to the full GAPS diet after that. Now, how do you decide which way you should go? Well, there's a couple things to think about. First of all, figure out, are you dealing with any digestive symptoms at all? If you are dealing with diarrhea, then you do need to go through the GAPS introduction stages. The introduction diet is designed to very quickly heal and seal leaky gut. It's very low on fiber, and so it's perfect for healing the gut and getting diarrhea to stop. If you are dealing with constipation, then you definitely want to start with the full GAPS diet. Now, something that may come up is someone starts the GAPS introduction diet and then they start to have constipation. That's different. So you want to think, how is my digestion right now before starting the GAPS diet at all? If you're dealing with constipation, then you should go to the full GAPS diet, because the full GAPS diet includes more fiber. Then, once you've been on that for a certain amount of time and you've resolved things, some healing has taken place, that beneficial bacteria balance is getting restored, things are moving along, then you can go back and go through those introduction stages. The reason for this is you want to make sure that the elimination pathway through your gut is open and working properly. If you have constipation and that's not resolved yet, then it's not going to be a good idea to go through a very low fiber diet like the introduction stages. If you are going through the introduction stages and then start to have constipation during that time, then there are ways to deal with that. You want to not be having the high protein fermented foods like whey and yogurt, but you want to focus on high fat dairy like cultured cream, sour cream, and then the sauerkraut and fermented vegetable liquids. That will help resolve that. If you feel like you're in good health and you don't have any digestive symptoms, but you want to go through the GAPS diet just to kind of reset things and help your body be as healthy as it can be, which is a really great idea, then you can go into the full GAPS diet. You don't need to go through the introduction diet. A lot of people experience a lot of healing and find out that things that they didn't really realize that they were dealing with that was even a problem are resolved just by going on the full GAPS diet for about 6 months. So that's another thing that you can do. Then the last technique for starting the GAPS diet that I want to talk about is like a gradual backing in of the GAPS diet rather than starting cold turkey. Most of the time, for most people, the best option is to choose which route you're going, introduction diet or full GAPS diet, and then do that. No adding other foods, just stick to it strictly. That's going to give you the best results. There are a few cases, though, special instances, where it could be a good idea for you to do a more gradual approach and kind of phase yourself into the full GAPS diet. This could be somebody who's dealing with a lot of busyness and they want to start getting some good results going, but they just can't get everything in place to start 100% right now. You can kind of, give yourself some leeway and start implementing a lot of the practices, but don't feel like you have to do everything 100%. Then once you get good at preparing the different foods that you need and everything, then you can decide, okay, on this day I'm going to go strictly into the GAPS diet. So that's another way that can kind of take some of the overwhelm out of it too, if you're really wanting to get some of those health benefits, but you're feeling just a little bit overwhelmed with learning the new cooking techniques and things like that. Now let's run through just some tips that I've talked about in some other videos, but it's worth mentioning again here. Before you start the GAPS diet, you want to definitely have your own copy of this book. I have a link below where you can grab it and read the whole thing. It's an easy read. She does a great job of explaining everything, but it's so important to have a good understanding of what you're doing and why. And then you'll want to just get ready with all of your kitchen supplies and foods and everything ahead of time. I have another video where I talk more about that. I'll have all these videos that I mentioned linked below. I talk about getting your kitchen ready. I have recipes for all the different essential foods that you're going to need on the beginning stages of the GAPS diet. So you'll want to think about those ferments and things that take a certain amount of time before they're ready to eat. Plan on having those made so that they're ready when you're going to start. Things like that. So all those details are in other videos and you can check those out so you can make sure your home, kitchen, everything is set and you're ready to start. Now let's go over some things that kind of answer some questions that people might have when they're new to the GAPS diet and wondering what it's all about. I have some other videos, again I'll link them below, where I go more into depth about what the GAPS diet is and how it works. But basically, it is a very nourishing traditional diet. It's really nothing special or medical from that point of view, and that's what's so beautiful about it. It's a traditional way of eating that our ancestors ate this way, eating the whole animal, nose to tail, all those nourishing parts of the animal, eating nutrient-dense fats, sustainably, organically grown fruits and vegetables, properly preparing our nuts and things like that. It's a high quality, delicious way to eat. Who is the GAPS diet for? I really want to say, in this day and age with so much chronic illness and the growing toxicity and everything around us, that it's really for everyone. I mean, everyone can benefit from some healing, but specifically it targets people who need to heal leaky gut. Leaky gut is really at the bottom of most of our chronic health conditions, whether that's mental or physical. The benefits of the GAPS diet are obviously healing that leaky gut, which in turn resolves those health issues, mental health issues, physical health issues, and it gives you robust, good, vibrant health. A lot of people wonder, does the GAPS diet work? Yes, it does. Now, there are lots and lots of testimonials that you can find online of people doing the GAPS diet. I have personal experience both for myself, my husband, and my son, so yes, it does work. So the thing is, with the physical health conditions that can be helped with the GAPS diet, a lot of the times you can see 100% healing and remission, and those can be completely resolved. With mental health issues, it kind of depends on if it's affecting developmental things that happen as a child would be learning these things. Dr. Natasha says that if a child is able to do the GAPS diet before the age of 3, if they were showing signs of autism, then they, in her experience, they are able to shake off autism and then continue developing like healthy children. If they get diagnosed with autism later in life and start it then there's always improvement, she says, and then nobody can tell how much they will be able to heal and learn, catch up learning those different social behaviors and skills. Some children do great. They just go and catch up to where their peers are with all the social learning and skills and delight everybody, she says. But some people take a little bit longer. Sometimes there's still some social development delays that they never quite overcome just because they missed out. So what happens is when a child is sick with leaky gut, there's a flood of toxicity coming from the gut that affects their brain, and that flood of toxicity keeps their brain from being able to pick up and just learn the social skills and everything that healthy children are able to just without even trying. So when a child gets that flood of toxicity cleared up and healed from the GAPS diet, then they're able to learn. But if they missed out on a chunk of, say, 3 to 5 years of their childhood where they normally would just pick up those skills, then it may take them longer to rush and learn all that stuff. They may not ever learn some of those skills, but she says there's always improvement. Okay, so I hope that you found those things helpful. I hope that helped you kind of figure out how to start the GAPS diet and things to think about if you're considering it. If you have any questions about anything, leave a comment below. Definitely check out those other videos that I'm linking below too, where I've gone into depth in these different topics relating to the GAPS diet. If you're new, I also wanted to mention that I have a free ebook called GAPS Diet Essential Recipes. It is a completely free ebook that goes over all of the recipes that you're going to need to know to go through the GAPS introduction diet. So I'll have that linked where you can grab it below. Alright, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else who you think would find it helpful. Here on my channel, I show you how to make nourishing recipes for nutrient-dense food, natural remedies, and DIY skincare and home products. So if those are something that you're interested in and you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 videos every week. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.